shortest distance between two curves पे हमने एक क्वेश्चन किया था, तो let us do one more question where we have minimum. We have to find minimum distance between the curves y square equals x minus 1 and x square equals y minus 1. I will also give you options. 3 root 2 divided by 4, root 2 by 4, 5 root 2 by 4, and option D 7 root 2 by 4. तो इसको करो जैसे हमने लास्ट क्लास में जो किया था उसी मेथड से. So in this, there's you both of you have observed basically y square equal to x minus 1 or x square equals y minus 1. So in this case, one is reflection or one is image of the other in the line y equal to x. Now let us say this is the coordinate axis, and we can draw a line which is y equal to x like this. Now irrespective of how the exact curves will be, we will just see one basic thing, that is, let us say one curve is something like this. So to that extent it will be, the image of that will be like this, right? Now we have to find out the common normal, right? This is the objective. So to find out the common normal, let us say this is the common normal, right? Now since both of them this are symmetric about this line, right? This curve and this curve, this is image of this, this is image of this. So this is the line y equals x, and let us say this is the point of common normal and this is the point of common normal. Now if you try to think in this direction, that if you try to draw the tangent at this point and tangent at this point, right? Since both the curves are symmetric about this line y equal to x, so these tangents will also be parallel to each other at these points, right? So by the symmetry, we can say that this tangent is parallel to this, and these two tangents will be parallel to the line y equal to x, right? To maintain the symmetry, right? So basically, if you try to see, this normal will be nothing but normal to the line y equal to x, right? So basically what you have to find out, you have to find out the tangent of the slope same as the line y equals x, right, on both the curves, right? And hence the points on both the curves where you will have the tangent y equals x, the tangent slope will be equal to 1, same as the slope of y equals x, right? So this is what we need to do in this question, right? So now we can have any of the curves, right? Let us say y square equals x minus 1, and let us try to differentiate it, and after differentiating we get 2y y dash equals 1. So from this we are getting y dash equals 1 by 2y, and if we want this y dash to be equal to 1, right? And this can happen only when y equals half. This is y equals half, right? So now when y equals half, we can substitute in this curve and we can find out x. So clearly x equals 1 plus y square, that is 1 plus 1 by 4, that is 1 by 2 square. This becomes 5 by 4.
It's 3 by 4 root 2.
3 by 4 what?
Answer
Oh,
is
your answer. Okay, fine. Yeah, correct. So 5 by 4, this will be 5 by 4. So the point on this curve, let us say this, it is P. So that will be 5 by 4 comma half. Now you need not calculate for this because this will be the reflection about the line y equal to x. So the other point should be half comma 5 by 4. Simple. So these are going to be the 2 points, and we can easily calculate this distance PQ by using the distance formula. So half minus 5 by 4 square plus again half minus 5 by 4 square and whole raised to the power half. Right. Now you can simplify this. So it is clearly 3 by 4 square plus 3 by 4 square. So that is 3 by 4 root 2. So which is absolutely correct. This should be the answer, option A, right? So you just have to make use of the symmetry and understand that if these two lines are parallel, they have to be parallel to the y equal to x. For example, as we have seen that if let us say this is the line, right? So at any point this they cannot be parallel, right? So they have to move like this, and ultimately the three has to be parallel. This y equal to x and these two tangents, right? So this was the observation. So try to make use of the symmetry. Rest the question becomes very simple, right? अब यहाँ पे अगर मान लो कि ये आपको पता ही नहीं चल रहा है कि ये सिमेट्रिक है, दिस इज सिमेट्रिक अबाउट दिस लाइन y इक्वल टू x, ठीक है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. वी विल बी यूजिंग द यूजुअल मेथड जो हमने पढ़ा हुआ है लास्ट वाले लेक्चर में कि 2y डैश, ठीक है. ये जो 2y डैश बनेगा, यहाँ से हमने क्या निकाला, डेरिवेटिव निकाला. सो विल इक्वेट द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस विद द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ दिस, ठीक है. दोनों डेरिवेटिव्स को हम इक्वेट करेंगे. तो लेट अस से दैट पॉइंट इज x1 y1, this point is x2 y2, similarly that we have done in the last question that we have seen, right? So वहाँ पे कैलकुलेशन थोड़ी सी ज्यादा रहेंगी वो वाले मेथड से. अल्टीमेटली द आंसर विल बी दिस दैट यू विल फाइंड आउट द पॉइंट P और वहां से पॉइंट Q निकालोगे, ठीक है. तो पॉइंट P और पॉइंट Q निकालोगे, उसके बाद यू कैन फाइंड आउट द डिस्टेंस, ठीक है. तो यूजुअल जो नॉर्मल मेथड है उसमें हम क्या करते हैं, हम मान लेते हैं वी फाइंड आउट कि एक पॉइंट x1 y1 है, यहाँ पे एक पॉइंट x2 y2 है, एंड दोज आर द पॉइंट्स ऑफ द मिनिमम डिस्टेंस ऑन द कर्व्स, राइट. तो उस वाले केस में हमारे पास क्या आ जाएगा, हम टेंजेंट्स का स्लोप इक्वेट करेंगे, ठीक है. और जो पॉइंट्स होगा, और एक और कंडीशन वहाँ पे क्या है, x1 कॉमा y1, x2 कॉमा y2 था, y2 माइनस y1 अपॉन x2 माइनस x1 किसके इक्वल होना चाहिए, that should be equal to the slope of the normal, right? So all the conditions we will be applying in this, right? If we are not observing कि ये symmetry से हमारे पास इस तरह से बनेगा, ठीक है. Otherwise we'll have to follow the entire procedure. So in the next question we have to find the maximum distance from origin to a point on the curve x equals a sin t, तो पैरामीटर के फॉर्म में दिया हुआ है हमको, माइनस b टाइम्स sin of a by t, sin of a by t. So that is sin of at by b, sin of at by b, y equals a cos t minus b cos at by b. And we have a comma b greater than 0. So we have to find out the maximum distance from this point to this curve, and this curve is given in a parametric form. So in this case, we have the origin and this point, right? So distance of origin from this. So basically, you can say that if the distance is d, so if d is maximum, then d square is also maximum. So d square equals x minus 0 whole square plus y minus 0 whole square. So we can write this as equal to, so that is going to be x square plus y square only, and we can write this is square plus this is square. So I can directly write down a square plus b square 2ab sine t sine of et by p. And this y square, we can write down a square cos square t plus b square cos square at by b cos t ऐड कर देंगे इनको, ऐड ही किया हुआ है, एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर, सो दिस बिकम्स ए स्क्वायर, दिस बिकम्स b square, right? Now whatever is left with us is this minus twice of ab, and whatever is this we can let us write it down as sine a sine b minus cos a cos b, right? So we can write it in this way. Now basically this can become cos of something or anything, or even you can write down sine of anything even if you do not know the formula, right?
Plus inside, actually plus.
Yes, correct, right? So what is the formula for sine a sine b?
Cos a minus b.
Cos of a minus b. So this is a square plus b square minus twice of ab, and this becomes cos of, let us say, a minus b, right? Now we have to find out the maximum value for this expression, right? So here a was what? A capital A was equal to t, and this b was equal to at by b. This difference of angle is t into 1 minus a by b. For this to be maximum, because a and b are positive, so a and b are positive, so if this becomes minus 1, so it can become minus 1 at various points. For example, if this becomes pi, right? So t can attain some value according to a and b, for which this becomes pi, right? So in that case, maximum value of t, or we can write d max, will become a plus b, right? So let us come to the next question. So find the equation of straight line. Find the equation of straight line which is tangent at one point and normal at another of the curve यहाँ पे भी पैरामीटर के टर्म्स में दिया हुआ है x equals 3t square, y equals 2t square. So the same line is tangent at one point and normal another point of the curve, right? So like a curve can be any curve. For example, let us say the curve is something like this. So we can have tangent at one point, and this can become normal at some other point. So let us say this point is P, and this point is, let us say, Q. So it can be normal at Q and tangent at P, right? So this is the kind of situation that can be there in this question. So here it is, this 2t square, not 2t square, it should be 2t cube, 2t cube, yes. So in this case, if you have this, you can find out dy by dt and dx by dt. So clearly we have dy by dt as 6t square and dx by dt as 6t. So we can assume the points, right? Point P we can assume in the terms of t1, and point Q we can assume in the terms of t2. So these are the two parameters for both of them. Now it is tangent at P. So this dy by dx we want to find out. Dy by dx equals 6t square divided by 6t. So that is t. So basically the slope of tangent, slope of actually this line, we can say that dy by dx at the point P is t1. Simple. Now we also know that dy by dx at the point Q equals t2, right? This is what we have. And we know that slope of normal is going to be minus 1 by t2 at this point, right? So basically it wants to say that t1 t2 has to be equal to minus 1, right? So tangent at this and normal at this are having the same slope. Normal at the point Q will be minus 1 by t2. That has to be equal to t1. Or you can say uh, directly you can write it somewhere, minus 1 by t2. Normal at Q is same as tangent at P. The slope will be same. So this will give us this, right? Now with this, given the information that we have, yes. So here this minus 1 by t1 and t1 are slope of the same line, that is PQ. PQ is tangent at this point P, but normal at the point Q. From Q, we are getting slope of PQ as minus 1 by t2. From this point, we are getting slope of PQ as t1. So both of them should be same. So t1, t2 equals minus 1. Now, since we know the points, we can also find out slope of PQ using y2 minus y1 and divide by x2 minus x1. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now this slope is equal to t1. This given information we have. Now we can further try to solve this, right? And we can factorize this. T2 minus T1 will be one factor which will be cancelled out. So 2 times T1 square plus T1 T2 plus T2 square equals, here we will have 3 into T1 plus T2, plus T1 minus T2, A square minus B square, T1 minus T2 will be getting cancelled out with A cube minus B cube after you factorize this. So this is what we have. Now this is 2 times T1 square and this is 2 times T1 T2. From here you will get, we can write this 3 times T1 square plus 3 times T1 T2, right? Now we can take everything on this side. So we will be having T1 square and this is plus T1 T2 because 2 times and here we have 3 times. So the thing that is left is minus 2 t2 square. This is the relation that we have got. Now we can do many things. We can have the middle term splitting here, just the calculations. So t1 square, and this t1 t2 we can write it as 2 times t1 t2 minus t1 t2 minus 2 t2 square. So we can take t1 common, t1 plus 2 times t2 minus t2 common, t1 plus 2 times t2. So t1 minus t2, t1 plus 2 times t2 equals 0. t1 is not equal to t2 because both of them are distinct. So we can get this factor cancelled out. So finally from this we can say t1 equals minus 2 times t2. And we have this relation. So now we have two relations between t1 and t2. So we can find out actually what is t1, what is t2. So you can substitute t1 in this. So minus 2 times t2 into t2 equals minus 1. So clearly you have t2 square equals half, right? Or yes, t2 square equals half. So you can have that t1, t2, both of them, the product of both is minus 1. You can find out t1 also, right? So from this we have t1 square equals, where this will be plus or minus both. So we will have to take plus because otherwise t1 square will be minus 2. So t1 we can say it is plus minus root 2, right? Accordingly we will have t2. So now we have t1 also, we have t2 also, right? So in fact you have two values of t1. So you can find out two straight lines, right? Because you have two such points according to the value of t1, right? So since let us say you are getting t1 as root 2, right? So you can find out the equation accordingly. And let us say you are getting t1 as minus root 2, you can find out the other equation because you know the slope. Let us try to calculate one of them. Let us say t1 equals, we are taking t1 as root 2. So if t1 is root 2, slope is also root 2, right? So basically you will get, this is y minus y1. So this is root 2. So root 2 into root 2 into root. So it is 2 root 2, right? Cube is there. So now y minus y1. So actually here we will be having y minus y1 equals slope times x minus, so t square will be root 2. So this is going to be, here we have 3. T square equals 2. So this is going to be 6 then, right? So try to find out the complete equation of both the lines. So here it should be, here we have 5 minus 2 root 2. So that is 2 into 2 root 2 because y equals 2t cube, right? So here it should be 2 into 2 root 2. So y minus 4 root 2. This is, we are finding out when t1 equals root 2, right? Try to find out for the other one. So we can write down this. This is root 2 times 6. This is minus 6 root 2. And this is 4 root 2. When this will go on the right hand side. So that is going to minus 2 root 2, right? This is one equation when t equals root 2, right? When t equals root 2. Try to find out when t equals minus root 2, what is going to be the equation? There will be just a slight change in the equation and nothing else. I'll write down the equation, try to find out yourself and tell me. So when you have t equals, so I'll write down here, when you have t equals or t1 equals minus root 2, then the equation of pq, is, here you have y equals this, and in the next one you have y equals, the slope will be negative of this, so minus root 2x, and here it will be plus 2 root 2. So this will be the answer when t1 equals minus root 2. So these will be the two such equations, or the required equations. The first one is this, and the second one is this, right? So, and it out till this point.
Also,
In the next question, the next question, where we have been given that tangent to the curve, y equals x square plus 6 at a point P 1, 7 touches the circle x square plus y square plus 16x plus 12y plus c equals 0 at a point Q. Find coordinates of Q. I'll give you options: -6, -11, -9, -13, -10, -15, -6, -7. So try to solve this question. जल्दी से जल्दी solve करना है अभी इसको. So here in this part, first of all, you'll have to find out the equation of the tangent. So very simple. There we have two methods to find out the equation of the tangent. First is with using dy by dx. So here we have dy by dx equals, we'll differentiate this equation, 2x, right? And at the point x1 comma y1, it will be equal to x1, and we have to find out at the point p 1, 7, that is x1 y1. So x1 is 1, so the slope is 2, and we have the point, so you can easily find out without any trouble in the equation of the tangent. So that is going to be y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. So that is y equals 2x. Now this is -2 plus 7. So this is the equation of the tangent. This is method 1. Now quickly let us see the method 2 to find out the equation of tangent. That is, for any second degree curve, that is t equals 0. So we can write down this as y by 2 plus y1 by 2 minus x square, x into x1 minus 6 equals 0. So this is y by 2 plus y1, that is 7, by 2 minus x into 1, that is x1, equals this. Multiply the whole equation by 2. You will get y plus 7 equals 2x plus 12, which is again the same equation, y equals 2x plus 5. This is the equation of the tangent. We can solve this or find out this using any method. A method of the AOD using dy by dx or using the conic sections, the second degree curve. Now, the second step should be, now you just have a line and a circle. That's it. Now you have to just say that this line and this circle are, this line is tangent to this circle at some point, right? We do not know the point. So first of all, we know that with the very basics, this line can be tangent to this. So if we try to solve both of them, so what we will get is, we will be getting any quadratic in x. Let us say we substitute this y in this equation. So we will be having x square plus 2x plus 5 square plus 16x plus 12 times 2x plus 5 plus c equal to 0. Now we have quadratic in x, right? But we know for sure that since this line touches this circle, this quadratic in x will have equal roots, right? So first of all, let us try to make this quadratic in x. This is 4x square, so x square. So 5x square. Let us try to have the coefficient of x. So 10 and 20 from there, 16 and 24. So here we have 16. Now here it will be 60. 60x. Now here 60 and 25, 85 plus c equals 0. This quadratic equation have, this is having equal roots. Let us say the roots are a and b. Oh, so we can take alpha and beta, two equal roots, right? Those are alpha and beta, right? So now those equal roots, sum of the roots we know, alpha and plus beta. So that is we can write down 2 alpha, because both of them are equal in fact. 60 by 5, right? So 60 by 5, 2 say यहाँ cancel हो 30, so it implies minus 60 by 5 actually. So here we have, because minus b by a, so alpha equals minus 6. So alpha is nothing but the value of x, right? So you have got that point where this line touches the circle, you have got the x coordinate. So x equals minus 6, right? So, but we have this in two options, A and D. So we'll have to further solve, which is very simple, because y is this, y equals 2x plus 5. So minus 12 plus 5 equals minus 7. So the point of contact is minus 6 comma minus 7, which is option number D. So we have just used the basics. Even if we do not know equation of tangent and slope m to the circle, even then we can solve the question using the basics. So the answer should be option D, because we have seen that this 1,7 is lying on this curve. So this tangent y equal to x plus 5 or the t equal to 0 is being applied with respect to that curve y equal to x square plus 6. If we want to find out using t equal to 0 to the circle, then we need to have point of contact on the circle, which we do not know in the beginning. We actually, that has to be found out, right? That is the difference. Or what you would have done was, let us assume the point of contact to be x1 comma y1, write t equal to 0, right? And then try to compare this y equal to x plus 5 and that equation which you have written t equal to 0 with respect to the circle, assuming the point x1 comma y1, right? So you can do it in either ways, fine. So the next question is, the tangent to the curve y equals e raised to the power x drawn at the point drawn at the point c comma c comma e raised to the power c. So clearly this point is lying on the curve, intersects the line joining the points c minus 1 comma e raised to the power c minus 1 and c plus 1 comma e raised to the power c plus 1 on the left of, so you have these options, on the left of x equals c, on the right of x equals c, at no point, and at all points. So these are the options that are given. So you have to take the help of geometry also, or just try to solve this. So all the questions, including this question that we are doing, has already been asked in ITJ that we have discussed in today's class. We know the curve y equals e raised to the power x, right? So let us try to draw roughly the curve, and let us then try to understand. So y equals e raised to the power x, it is like this. This is y equals e raised to the power x. So at some c, this thing is happening. Now let us say c is anywhere. Let us say c is here. So at this point, x equals c, we have drawn the tangent. X equals c. Let us say the tangent is this. Now we have intersect the line joining the 2 points. So one is c plus 1, another one is c minus 1. So c plus 1 will be at some this point, let us say, and c plus 1, and there will be, let us say, c minus 1 somewhere here. These are the 2 points. So this will intersect on the left of c or on the right of x equals c. It will depend upon the slope of the line, right? Slope of both the lines. That is, let us say this is L1 and this point was P and this is Q. So now, first of all, the slope of the line L1, we already know, right? Slope of the line L1 will be, slope of L1 will be equal to, derivative will be e raised to the power x at x equals c. So that is going to be e raised to the power c, right? Now, slope of the line PQ, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So e raised to the power c plus 1 minus e raised to the power c minus 1 divided by this minus this. So it is going to be 2, right? Now this is equal to, I can take e raised to the power c common. So e raised to the power c, then I have e minus e raised to the power minus 1 divided by 2. Basically, our motto is to compare slope of L1 and slope of PQ, right? Now this e raised to the power c and e raised to the power c, that is coming out to be common in both of them. Now think, this is e, this is 1 by e, right? So this e and 1 by e, just try to compare this with 1. Will this be greater than 1 or will this be less than 1? It is as simple as that, right? So because e raised to the power c, e raised to the power c is common in both of them. So if you try to understand this part, So this is e minus 1 by e into half, right?
How to
This
compare?
is the what? So right, when we will compare, so we know the value of approximate value of this e, and hence 1 by e. So basically, it is somewhere around 2.7 minus 1 by 2.7, right? Now this is clearly 2 minus 2.7 minus this is clearly greater than 2, right? And divide by half will be greater than 1, right? So clearly we can say this is greater than e raised to the power c, right? Now since this is greater than e raised to the power c, we can conclude that, for example, we have in this case this slope pq, right? This slope, when you are talking about pq, if it is less than the slope of L, right? If it is less, for example, let us say you have one line like this. If you have another line with slope less than this, they will intersect like this. If you have another line which is having slope greater than that, so it will go like this and it will intersect at this point, right? Somewhere here, right? So with that logic, this PQ is having more slope than L1. So it will be going like this. This line will be moving away, this gap will be increasing, right? So it implies that they will have to intersect somewhere behind. Let us say at some point here. So clearly we can say that they are intersecting at the point on the left of C, that is option A. So try to understand this point. If this gap will keep on increasing because its slope is greater than this, right? So now this will be intersecting at the point behind, or we can say on the left of the x equal to c. So the next question we have, if at any point it given that there is such curve, if at any point on a curve subtangent is equal to subnormal, then length of the tangent is, you'll have to look up at the option for this, ordinate root 2 times the ordinate under root 2 times the ordinate, and of course the favorite option, none of these. So here the length of the subtangent is equal to length of subnormal, and we know the formula, otherwise we'll have to derive this, y by y dash, that is y1 by y dash. So to avoid any confusion we can write down m, and this is y1 into m. Now y1 and y1 will get cancelled out. From here we are getting m square equals 1, and the length of the tangent, we know the formula, y1 under root 1 plus m square. So we have read the formula in two ways, right? We can take this m inside this under root as well. So this is the length of the tangent. So since we have to find out the length, so m equals plus minus 1, so it does not matter because we are just worried about the length. So this becomes y1 under root 1 plus 1 divided by 1, so which is root 2 times y1. So root 2 times the ordinate. So actually when we are talking about the length, so we'll assume, okay, fine, this is root 2 times mod y1, right? So if it is not given, so fine. So this will be the option B. This will be the correct answer. So यहाँ पे देखो सारी चीजें यूज हो गई हमारे पास. length of subtangent b, length of subnormal b, and length of tangent b, right? So यहाँ पे हमारे पास तीनों चीजें एक साथ यूज हो चुकी हैं. So we just have to remember the formula in these kind of questions and we can easily solve them. तो अगर फॉर्मूले याद नहीं है इसमें तो we'll have to derive the formulas and it will take a lot of time to solve such very simple questions जो कि बहुत ही direct और straightforward questions हैं. So in the next class we'll try to study monotonicity of a function, right? So we'll meet in the next class. So till then, all of you, bye bye and take care.